Ada yang kami sebulan dulu.
Si Jujur kan datang. Oh enggak.
Jual sebetulnya.
Ya
sekarang udah 3.15 ya. Dan gue ngeliat dari discretion sih kelihatannya bakal ada sekitar 15 atau 20 orang yang bakal datang. Tapi karena baru 10, jadi mungkin mereka tahu gist-nya tuh apa yang ada di belakang. Jadi mereka langsung nungguin the best gitu. By the way, gue bakal ngomong mostly di sini ya. Jadi kalau misalnya kalian mau berdekat atau memposisikan posisi kalian yang lebih nyaman, terserah kalian. Jadi mungkin gue akan mulai free and easy session of this. I don't want to call it workshop. Karena workshop itu biasa workshop terpendek yang gue pernah datang dari CEO biasanya kayak 4 jam. Gue pernah datang CEO workshop kayak 7 jam, 8 jam. Ya dalam sehari. Jadi workshop itu sesuatu yang dulu kalau hands on lo langsung melakukan sesuatu. Tapi kayaknya dalam 2 jam udah sulit. Tapi kita udah telat 15 menit. Jadi bagaimana kalau kita ambil ini PINTU sharing? Ya. Karena kenapa? Karena tujuan dari apa yang gue udah siapin selama ini adalah gue gak pengen gue ngomong sendiri dan kalian dengerin ya gitu. Tapi gue pengennya sebagai bagi gue individually untuk belajar dari kalian juga. Karena title dari workshop ini adalah PINTU Pengembangan in communication style gitu kan. How to talk to anyone. Dan gue yakin semua orang dari kalian juga sebenarnya bisa ngomong dari dulu kan. Gue sekarang umur 22 tahun. Ya, gue udah belajar dari ngomong mungkin dari 20 tahun gitu ya, atau 22 tahun gue udah belajar ngomong dari orang tua gue. Dan kalian juga, at least kalian udah 17 tahun kan. Jadi pengalaman kalian ya kurang 5 tahun doang kalau gue. Jadi sebetulnya banyak dari pengalaman kalian juga yang bisa sharing ke gue dan gue belajar. Oke. Jadi ya sebelum mulai mungkin kita mau introduce ourselves. Terus namanya ya, quick one. Jadi nama kita jurusan apa, kita di year berapa, terus mungkin kenapa alasannya kita datang sini. Oke. Kan kalian udah misi di registration tinggal harusnya gampang. Ya kalau misalnya ada sesuatu yang kamu penilaian yang kalian mau share sini juga bisa. Ya, meanwhile kalau kalian bermain, gue bakal tulis apa tujuan kalian datang ke sini supaya mau ketemu Jeff juga nggak apa-apa. I mean, gue pengen. Oh sorry ya, lu mau jelasin? Ya ini gua KPI atau Key Performance Index dari apa yang gua sharing adalah sebagaimana gua bisa ngecek poin-poin yang kalian share, apa yang kalian mau dapat dari workshop. Oke, kita sharing. Oke, mulai dari siapa? Ladies first.
Ladies first.
Lu nggak secok aja.
Yang telah dulu ya.
Hai, Boris. Kayaknya start tadi ya. Hai, bisa di depan posisi yang nyaman.
Itu yang intro bener.
Iya. Tadi kita lagi introduce ourselves, jadi ngomongin nama, jurusan apa, tahun berapa, dan kenapa alasannya datang sini. Supaya gua tahu kita ngecek berapa poin yang kalian sebetulnya pengen. Ya. By the way, kalau misalnya gue bakal beli di sini, gue usah bertanya karena di situ kayak friend banget gitu. Gue takut harus belikan gitu. Jadi, dan gue butuh tempat tulis buat baca juga. Ya, jadi kalau kalian mau kesini atau kalian mau di situ bisa. Oke. Ya, intro dulu dari first. Baru datang. Kuman.
Hai semuanya, nama gue Mutiara, jurusan MSI R3. Lagi.
Kenapa datang sini?
Kenapa datang ke sini?
Karena dia satu ya pasti.
Ini bener sih, soalnya gue just ngomongnya jago banget. Terus terus mau belajar lah. Kayak menurut gue itu skill penting gimana pun.
Oke, belajar untuk berkomunikasi karena penting ya. Oke, boleh lanjut aja langsung ya, gue sambil nulis.
Nama gue Christian, gue Gertu.
Apa? Christian?
Apa sih? Nama gue Christian Yudhistira, dipanggilnya Yudhis, nggak tahu kenapa. Gue CDI dan gue kesini karena gue belajar ngomong sama orang yang lebih hebat.
Jadi gue komunikasi, gue sambungin aja, belajar komunikasi dengan orang lebih hebat. Dengan siapapun, which is judul dari workshop tadi.
Namanya tempat sih aja.
Oke, lanjut aja.
Gue Rachel, bukan dari Indonesia, saya jurusan 4.
kosong.
Kenapa datang ke sini belajar dari dia?
Terima kasih. Oke. Ayo lanjut.
Gue Jason, computer science yang 3. Kenapa datang ke sini? Yang pertama karena mau belajar berkomunikasi. Terus mungkin lebih ke gue sendiri. Gue ngerasa kalau gue ngomong sama orang random gitu ya, kalau saya orang baru pertama kali kenal gitu, sering ngerasa nervous gitu. Walaupun gue ngerasa gue udah ketemu banyak orang lah, tapi setiap kali ketemu orang yang baru dan sometimes orang itu tuh memiliki energy level so-called lebih tinggi, kayak you get nervous gitu, dan ya you don't know what to talk about.
Oke. Cool.
Nama aku Fani, CDC Year 1. Datang sini karena ingin belajar menyampaikan pendapat tanpa menyinggung orang.
Oh, oke, sweet. Oke. Oke, belajar. Makanya abis ini kita harus membaik ya. Oke.
Nama gue Jeffrey, Computer Science Year 1. Tujuan datang ke sini untuk dapat tips untuk ya.
Cari cewek. Bener deh.
Tips untuk
Cari teman.
Oh gitu.
Teman ada cewek ada cowok. Oke.
Boleh.
Hai guys. Tadi apa ya harus supaya menyinggung. Oke, nanti gue bakal coba lihat satu-satu kalau misalnya time lapse. Oke, lanjut. Saya Civil Engineering Year 1 ke Jerman mulai Jefferson Qiu. Terima kasih. Kita bisa lihat aja di Jefferson Qiu di Facebook atau Instagram. Gak apa-apa. Online. Jefferson.
Nama saya Jefferson, jurusan MSc Year 1, alasan datang ke sini. As the title suggests, I have to talk to anyone, so aku gimana ya? I find it hard to start a conversation with someone gitu. Actually, I want to start a conversation, but I'm afraid that it is wrong sometimes to but I don't know how is the right way to start.
Okay, how to start?
Yeah, especially with you people, the people that you just meet.
Scared of embarrassing self, betul nggak?
Ya.
Embarrassing masih bisa? Embarrassing, karena dua ya? ASS Oke, take it away.
Halo, nama gue David. Aku jurusan bisnis Year 1. Kenapa aku mau kesini? Aku mau belajar untuk menghindari awkwardness.
Menghindari awkwardness.
Kalau misalnya topik udah habis, pasti awkward banget.
Oke, embarrassing juga salah satu dari awkwardness ya. Oke, Ken, good. Lanjut.
Dulu aja.
Kamu matiin dulu. Oke.
Gue Albert, Bioengineering Year 1. Nama gue sendiri ya, as the title suggests, gue mau belajar how to communicate with basically anyone. Ya, biar bisa meninggalkan impression yang bagus.
Meninggalkan leave good impression. Leave good impression. Oke. Bruke. By the way, kita punya panggilan sayang sama dia karena Bruke bukan Willis lagi. Karena dia namanya itu terinspirasi dari Bruce Willis katanya. Tapi dia bilang, gue panggil lu Bruce. Dia nggak mau, gue orang Indo, jadi Bruke. Bruke. Ya bro.
Nama gue Willis. Gue MSc Year 1, Year 1. Gue datang sini as support. Bisa ya support. And alasan kedua ya Gary doang. Alasan kedua gue pengen belajar the attractiveness in communication.
Attractiveness in communication. Oh, oke. Jadi lu pengen
Bukan pengen atraktif ya, bukan.
Ya, maksudnya dengan ngomong lu bisa menunjukkan apa yang lu pengen jual.
Yes.
Supaya bisa meng-highlight sesuatu yang lu pengen jual ke situ.
Emang pasangan hidup gue emang.
Oke. Ya boleh lanjut. Sorry aku belum mikir. Lupa Inggris.
Gue Kelvin, MSc Year 1.
Oh Kevin, gue kira
Kelvin.
Kelvin.
Gue liat sini soalnya kayak kalau kita ngomong sama stranger gitu, kadang-kadang flow conversation misalnya itu kayak bisa awkward juga, kayak bisa tiba-tiba nggak tahu yang ngomong apa.
Oke. Wah kalian ternyata banyak ya yang lain. Oke. Jadi how to start and to maintain the conversation going, right? To maintain. Oke, Ken. Alasan dong.
Alasannya itu.
Halo, gue Marcel CD Year 3. Gue di sini karena gue pengen belajar cara menyampaikan pendapat gue dengan baik dan benar.
Gue banyak belajar dari gue actually. Udah banyak benar ya. Ya, kayaknya udah dapat. Oke. Untuk convey message, right? Sebenarnya ini bisa dipakai satu attractiveness sama tidak menunggu convey message. Oke, can take it away.
Hai, gue Martin, komputer saya Sheeran. Gue kesini main ketemu dia.
Sama gue. Ya, itu juga sama lagi.
Jadi sebenarnya yang ingin gue pelajari dari how to talk to anyone itu bagaimana caranya memulai conversation, tapi bukan dengan sesama teman, kayak dengan bos atau atasan, dengan superior.
Oh, oke, banyak ya. Oke, pas list.
Ini bro, yang cantik ini.
Oh, nama gue Jocelyn. Elizabeth Jocelyn.
Bilang semua gue udah tahu.
You know that it's true.
About the data in this class, this is fun. Visual and verbal. Anyone say that the visual first? Visual. Anyone say that the visual is constitute at least 10%? At least.
Yes.
At least. Yes. At least 30%.
Yes.
If you are not raising your hand anymore, tell me Okay. Lower than 30%. Lower than 30%. Lower than 30%. Lower than 40%. Lower than 40%. What's your number?
My number?
Lower than 40, 30 you?
33.
33, okay. Lowest is 30, Okay, good.
Oh, visual.
Visual. So, visual first. Sorry, I jumbled up just now. Visual. The highest that you want to put visual is higher than 90. Anyone say 100%? Higher than 90? Higher than 80? Higher than 80. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I have a question though. It depends, right? If I'm deaf means it's 100%.
I'm saying in the context of normal people that they'll speak normally. Yeah, otherwise there will be too many iterations that we have. This question though is critical, and you have to be as critical as him because probably things that I say doesn't make sense. But then because I'm very convincing, you just believe what I'm saying. Then go home and think that it's the correct thing. Okay, 30% until more than 80. More than 80. What's your number?
85.
85. Alright, awesome. 30% and 85%. I like this class. The variation is so huge. Focal. Lower than 10, lower than 30, lower than 30, lower than 20. Okay, what's your number? 10. Okay. Higher than 90, higher than 80, higher than 70. What's your number? 75. Alright. So it's ranging from 10 to 75. Yeah. Okay. 35% range, 65% range. Dude, 65% is the high. The spread already. Football. Lower than 10? What? Wow, so low. Okay, just talk home everybody will believe. Okay. What's your number?
7.
7%.
7.
Okay, any lower than 7? 7 once, 7 twice, 7 twice. Okay. 7%,
Yeah. 5.
Oh, only 80%, 70%, higher than 70%, higher than 60, higher than 30, higher than 40. You're still raising your hand?
Okay, I think mine is 40.
40, okay. You think you are 40, you are?
40.
40 also. Good, good. So for those of you who spoiled the mood already, okay. So actually, some of you are correct in predicting this. Apparently, the visual actually taking up a lot of the impact. Okay, if you can see, it's 55%. It's not as optimistic as 85%. Because focal is also very important. Imagine that you look at a very handsome guy, having a very good motion, have a very good eye contact with you guys. Probably you cannot concentrate already.
Yeah.
I'm not handsome. This is amazing. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, apparently it's 55%. Imagine that kind of very handsome guy, but then he's very slow. You can deliver basically, right? So visual is not as optimistic as this, but I like how optimistic you are. Focal impact. Okay, focal impact is apparently 38%. Okay. And the rest is only 7% of the focal impact. So what I'm saying here is that I'm not suggesting that if you want to speak in front of the people, you just disregard all the content or planning that you want to have. You still have to prepare your content well. Okay? But then what I'm saying here that imagine if you have a very good content, but then you don't have any visual and focal emphasis in your sharing. Basically, you are losing out the whooping 93% of the potential impact that you can have. Okay? But then what if your question is this? So I don't have any content at all, so my verbal is almost zero. Yet my visual and focal is super good. 93%. You should get 93%, right? Will you? Will you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Huh? Yes, I agree with that. You see Donald Trump. Okay, Donald Trump is a very excellent example. He's a tremendously very good guy. If you notice how he actually do the visual and I'm not saying that he doesn't have any content. He has a very content that is very catchy. His sentence structure is always be very simple and it's understandable, repetitive, so people can remember. Like for example, "Make America Great Again." It's something that is like repetitive that we always remember that slogan if we remember about him, right? But then Hillary Clinton, what slogan do you remember about her?
Stronger together.
Stronger together, right? Only you yourself will remember that, right? Yeah, it's the verbal itself. Hillary Clinton versus Trump. Actually, Trump already excels. But then, what Trump actually much excels as compared to Hillary Clinton as the visual and focal. How he actually vary his tone, how he actually approach people, how he shake opponent handshake. Okay, it's all matters. Okay, so in this workshop, because time is very limited, so I want to focus on the things that matters, which is here, the 93%. Although the title suggests that we want to how to talk to anyone, right? But then talking itself is only covering the verbal impact, which is the 7%. Again, I'm not suggesting that verbal impact is not important. It's still important, but then let's do Pareto law. Okay, you know Pareto law? 30% of the effort and 80% of the result. Okay, so let's target the 3% now and hope that by the end of this sharing or workshop, you guys can actually already take all of this. If you still haven't gotten this tick yet, you can let me know and we can actually drill through that again later. Okay, visual and focal. So now I want to have small activities within all of the small groups separately. I was planning that you guys will be sitting in the tables, but then not sitting on the table, but then yeah, sitting around the table. But then apparently you're a bit scattered. So what I want you guys to do is that you find a group of 5, then discuss among yourself about what are the visual and focal, which is the non-verbal communication method that we really have to watch out to be a very good communicator. Is my question clear? Okay, any question? Any question? You guys look confused. Yeah, so okay.
Repeat one more time.
Oh, repeat one more time. Okay. So, okay, Indonesia a bit. So ini ada 93% non-verbal communication yang kita harus targetkan. Tapi untuk kita mengimprove ini kita harus tahu dong apa yang harus kita ucap, apa yang harus kita pikirin supaya kita bisa improve kemampuan kita atau improve kemampuan kita dari ngomong verbal ini. Ya, jadi kita harus tolong discuss among yourself apa yang harus kita ucap. Kayak misalnya kita harus pikirin tentang eye contact, kita harus pikirin tentang bagaimana kita taruh tangan kita, bagaimana kalau kita senyum, bagaimana kalau kita kasih mata, itu bagaimana. Ya, jadi be as creative as possible. I will hand you guys markers. I still have some markers. It's not open yet, so it's still clean and it's good. I don't know why you have to clean those, but then yeah, you can actually write on the walls. Okay, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes. Is that clear? Any question? If you have any question, please feel free to actually ask me. Yeah. Okay, Ken? Okay. Probably this one group you can actually do that. And this is today. Yeah. So we have one group there, one group here. Yeah. This is right here. No, it's just one. Sorry guys. Can I have your attention for a while? So basically, at the end of the 5 or 10 minutes, later one person has to hi, Sunshine, I know you'll be coming. So at the end of the training itself, around 5 minutes, you guys will have to send one representative to actually share with us what you're finding. Okay, sounds cool? Yeah, because this is a workshop, right? So at least you have to get some hands-on, something that you can try. Yeah, if you are not very confident in actually speaking in front of the public, this is your chance. Yeah, because this is all your friends, nobody will judge you. Okay, Ken? Okay. Ada grup, berapa orang itu bisa ikut next? Yeah. Okay, Ken. The 5 minutes start from now.
Taking my time, spending my life.
I don't have any authority. You can go first. Yeah, done. Okay, you guys can go first. Before you start, right, for the sake of the latecomers, because you guys are the latecomers. Maybe you want to intro yourself and what is the intention of coming here?
Okay, so guys, my name is Don King. I am first year MSc student. My intention of coming here is, of course, I want to learn how to communicate and approach people better in a better way that create like maybe a
Spark.
Yeah.
This is what they're looking for.
spark. Like, it's not an awkward kind of introduction, but I want it to be a smooth introduction where people have interest in knowing me. Okay, so let's start.
Cool.
Okay, so
Dedrick, sorry, Dedrick first.
oh okay, sorry.
Dedrick, you want to enjoy yourself first also?
Yeah, do I need to stand up or?
I think.
I'm Dedrick, computer engineering student, currently year 2. So purpose of coming here is, I've known Jeff and I know that he's a very good speaker, so hoping to see if I can learn more from him or not. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, great, yay! Okay, Don King.
Okay, so for the first one, that contributes to 55%. So just now, Jeff said it's a visual impact. So visual impact is consisting, our group come up with 4 ideas of visual impact that is consisting of body language, the eye contact, the facial expression, and the suitable of it. So the first time, the body language. So this is one of the things that Jefferson have already told me in the sense, like if I am making my gesture hand like this, the natural sense is like people will come into like say their mind will say that wow, this is kind of important things since I'm making a hand gesture in it. So the natural sense is like you can gain people attraction to this kind of body language. Then it also like contribute a lot in your visual impact. So I think body language is one of the most, our group comes up with body language is one of the most important aspect of the visual impact. So the second one, eye contact. Let's say if I'm talking to Jeff, then my eyes is going there. Hey Jeff, how are you today? no one is going to like interested in talking to you. Like I know, I think everyone has ever like experienced this kind of thing. And we come up with eye contact is one of the most important things too. So facial expression, Jeff. I will use you as my example. Yeah, sure. Sorry. Facial expression. Let's say that I'm talking to Jeff, but how are you today? My facial expression is so dumb. It's like it's full of like it's so hard for me to smile. I think it's quite hard for people to accept me and try to like want to communicate to me in a better way. So I think facial expression, our group thinks that facial expression is also contributing a lot in the way that you communicate with people in the sense, okay? Suitable of it. Imagine if Jeff is wearing a singlet, a short pants, and this kind of things that is not suitable for a taller in the sense. Me as an audience, I will not respect that kind of speaker, and I will automatically lose my interest in hearing what the speaker is saying. Since this kind of speaker is why he wear like that, like even his manner is going good, can I trust what he's speaking of? That's the natural logic. Okay, so that is for the visual impact, which contribute to 55%, which is quite important. And let's go to the second part, with the focal impact. So our group, Kenya, okay, come up with the first aspect, which is the active listening. So, in order to speak well with people, usually you should listen carefully. If you want people to accept you, you should be a better listener in the sense. If you are not a better listener, how to be a better listener? So I have ever read this kind of book. I could recommend it to you guys. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a really nice book for you. If you want to try to read, just try to read, okay? And it's available on the business library for information. Okay, it's active listening. How do we define active listening? Let's see that Jefferson is talking to me. The way that I can say it's an active listening is like, when Jefferson is talking to me, I can reply with, oh, I see, okay, yeah, oh. Okay. So it's like nodding your head, trying to like making people seems like you understand what they are talking about. It's not like let's say it's Jefferson talking to him and my face like again Jeff. Okay, so we are making this kind of communication language where Jefferson can communicate with us like smoothly in a sense, okay? Then active listening is also it's more to the listening in the sense that you should try to rephrase the word, like the way that you can say you are understanding something is that when you can rephrase something that someone is talking about. So if Jefferson is talking about for me an information, if I could rephrase it with my own words and I could tell him again, that means that I am understanding what he's talking about. Okay, so I think that's the kind of good active listening that I could do lah. Then tone and intonation, like Jefferson is using a high intonation, high tone in something that is quite important. So we are, in the natural sense, we are know like, wow, this is something that is important and I need special attention with this. So our mind will automatically focus on the thing. And I think can gain impact in our understanding too. So tone and intonation is quite important. Like if I was using a low intonation, I think you guys will lose interest also. Okay? And the clear articulation, the last one. I know everyone has a lot of great idea, fantastic idea, but if you don't have a clear articulation that you are saying, you don't know how to articulate it nicely, people will not know what you are talking about, and they just like, okay, maybe they are nodding their head, maybe they are trying to reply you, but they don't understand what you are talking about. So clear articulation come up with our last aspect, and it's quite important. So that's it for our groups.
Very comprehensive. You can actually replace me already. Yeah, but then I'm a bit hurt. That's why you mentioned that you only expecting because of my fire. No. The second group we're gonna share. We are having a very constrained in our time, so you're going to be a bit brief. Will be very appreciated. Alright? So can we move on to the second group?
Okay, so we are constrained time, so
just something that you are more proud about and that is not mentioned yet.
Okay, talk about body language because direction of body and feet also actually affects how people see you. Let's say I'm talking to like the whole class, but throughout the entire presentation, right, I'll just look at the camera because like I care about how I look at the camera, but I don't care about you guys. I'm a bad communicator. And then direction of feet also, it's supposed to be like this. Yeah, it is based on some research, which I'm not sure it's true or not, but people say if you are like this, then you are more receptive. If you are like this, then it's like you are not interested. Yeah. Have you heard about that?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. And then open up gesture. Just now he said about this, right? But if you do this, it's like what? Bicycle? You are not supposed to keep repeating this. This is like, if I do birds, you also need to open your eyes, like, you know, guys come here. Like, you are inviting the people to hear your ideas, and yeah, that's how you can communicate better. And also, facial expression, just now you mentioned already, hand gestures. Yeah, maybe it's like this one, but maybe you can also like put in more gestures. Like you can point here, point there, or let's say you're talking about like, I have a, look at this trend, you know, like you are presenting something, then look at this trend, so this is decreasing or something. So you can kind of like try to communicate whatever you are trying to say using your language also. Yeah. Is it correct? I don't know. So let's say Jeff, right? He said he don't want to be here because like it's very like there's no space here. Yeah. So Jeff wants to be there because like he likes to walk around and, you know, like go to the board and everything. So in the sense that your food also affects how people see you communicate, because like if let's say you are trying to convey your idea like just like, you know, like this, and you don't move at all, you're like a statue like that. Then why must you be there? You know? Might as well just use a statue and then put a speaker there or something. The thing, like let's say if you are doing this, like your feet like that, it's like sometimes it shows that you are a bit nervous and, you know. So yeah, so if you are nervous talking to someone, maybe
They are not going to apply to NTU already.
This is from Samuel Chandra also. He talked about episode 8. Like if you are presenting about let's say you are presenting an idea, like then also this is like episode 8, right? And then if you want to see like a breakdown of a market share, so you can use a pie chart or something like that. This is an example. And then graph and chart, yeah, and slides, and also grooming. Because grooming is very important. Just like you say, if the CEO like maybe he's naked means right, yeah. And then people over there are not very confused because I don't know what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Maybe you can shift over there and engage them.
But I never did.
Okay, just keep it station. Okay.
And then I think for girls, right, I heard that Rachel has a very important thing. If you wake up late to like a networking session, the most important thing is you look good on the face. Because inside, as long as you look good on the face and you smell like a perfume, then you can clean the house. And then I think you talk about it, and face also you talk about it. So face is like if you are talking face low, then probably it's like you are trying to make the content like you're trying to make the audience understand the content better. So it's like, okay guys, imagine you're walking in the forest. Yeah, it's like you are trying to help the audience understand the situation better. Sometimes it's what is it called? Yeah, examples.
Strategy.
Yeah, strategy. Yeah, then articulation, talk about it, clarity, talk about it, and then volume also. If you want to make like you're telling a story probably, and you want to make like a impact, like like a horror movie, they also use volume, right? Suddenly you got the ghost and then bang, like the music like influence the audience also. Yeah. And also if you are talking to someone, then probably you're not interested, right? Okay, thank you.
Cool.
Actually, what our group has discussed has been discussed mostly by the other group, so we are going to make it fast. Eye contact. So yeah, basically when you talk, you need to see people in his or her eyes. You don't like see somewhere else, or maybe you roll your eyes, showing that you're nervous. Then hand gestures and body movement also has been mentioned. So yeah, when you talk in front, you need to have appropriate hand gestures. You don't just talk like okay, I'm talking to you guys. Something like that thing. And appropriate outfits depending on the situations. Yeah, just depending on the situation. So and then facial expression and appropriate intonation to show the emotion of what we are going to talk about. Then giving attention so that there's a like two-way communication. So we are giving attention to other people and so that we can communicate better, we can understand better. Yeah. So that's the brief explanation from our group.
Yes.
Yay.
Okay. Very good. That's nice.
Woo, at the open house.
Sorry. This was the plan I was prepared, so Anyway, yeah, so as the other group has mentioned, a lot of things are already explained by you guys. So we're just going to condense everything and to give you one simple framework called PEPEP, which in Indonesian it means you are like forced into a situation with a very limited time. So we say that this is one solution for all your problems that you have. So we have the posture, which means it's like the gesture. How do you show yourself whether you are open, you are receiving people or not really, that kind of thing. You have the eye contact, already mentioned a few times already. Pace. I think this is one of the few things that people haven't really mentioned. It's like how you communicate and make sure that your pace is acceptable to people and whether it's appropriate. Okay. Expression. Yeah, it's visuals also to make sure that you convey what people want to see and to give emphasis. That's something like that. Yeah, so perfect.
When I'm listening to all the groups actually presenting just now, right, I'm very worried.
In the summer, as the lilacs bloom,
Sometimes it's very useful so that you know what to do next. Right? Any question as well here so far? Any dubious comments from me? Okay. If no, I'll continue. Alright, the last one is the focal. I'm not the expert on this. I'm not saying that I'm an expert in visual as well, but I feel that I'm better at that. Focal basically is speed, how fast you speak, just now already mentioned. Which one I want to? Pauses. Okay, I'll just go to pauses. That's not all the things I already mentioned by you all. Pauses is very important, especially for us if you are, okay, we are all mostly Indonesian, so if you want to speak English, sometimes we have to have to translate from our Indonesian native language to the current language they want to say, right? And sometimes we speak too fast and our pronunciation becomes not very clear, and that is a hindrance for our good communicators. So what we need to do is actually do a very long freaking pause. Okay, the very good example of this is actually my idol. Yeah, it's Barack Obama. Okay, when you do listen to his speeches, he is a Native American and his English is so damn good. But how he speaks is actually very slow. He actually do a lot of pauses, especially because he has probably 2, 3, 4 times speeches a day, and he doesn't have any time to prepare all the speeches that he will go. And a lot of speech that he has is also according to the content being asked by people. So basically he doesn't have any time to prepare. So what he does is that just be very slow, make it very dramatic. Have you guys watched this movie about Kung Fu Panda, the last Kung Fu Panda? Do you remember this very nice catchphrase that they're using? The power of dramatic entrance. Remember? Dramatic entrance. Yeah, pauses can be regarded as the same also. So when you pause very long, right? Basically, okay, dramatic entrance is actually what it says is being very good in their first impression. Okay, because that's your entrance and people see you the first time. So that's how you actually bring your impression to your people, and that's the thing that you have to work on subsequently. If you don't have that dramatic entrance, it's very hard for you to build up again. Right? So what it does by your pauses is that first impression can only be done once. Okay? Pauses can do no matter how many times you want. Okay? Every time you stop, it's just you are exiting the room already, then you are want to re-entry. And people is like, what do you want to say? What do you want to say? This, that. Okay, being make people actually very curious about you, curious about what you want to say, so that people pay attention to you. If, for example, there is a room that you have to address, then the people actually is not very interested in you really keep talking to each other. Just pause. So silent. Silence is very awkward. Yeah, either they will talk louder, or they will keep silent. They know that they are doing something wrong. Then you can actually punch them back. See your first impression. Okay, pause. The other video you can actually watch and learn is that Malala. You know Malala? How I say it very sexy, right? Malala. So basically Malala is a Pakistani girl who won who is actually the youngest Nobel laureate winner for the Nobel laureate is for the peace, I think for the peace. And for the basically what is the cause that she tried to pursue is that female education. She is from Pakistan, so her voice, I mean English is not her first language now. Then the moment she speak, you know that the accent is super strong already, and she's not very comfortable in speaking. But then the moment she actually addressed a lot of people attending her Nobel laureate's address, everybody was like, wow, this is one of the best speeches that I've ever listened to in my life. Yeah, it's super powerful. Because why? She speaks very slow. She speaks with a very good intonation and very good emphasis on what she wants to say. Yeah, try to copy what she says. I mean, different country, different nationality have different way to actually do the process. There's her way, Pakistani way to actually stop and to make people understand what she's saying. But then you also can fabricate your own. Okay, learn how to pause. It's important. And pauses is actually opposite of fillers. So the more pause you have, the less fillers that you use. Because why you use fillers? Because you are too smart. Okay, you have so many things in your brain. You want to actually try to digest. Then you want to sprout everything that you want to say already. But then your mouth is not capable to actually producing as fast as speech. So you use fillers. Okay, you don't know what's the correct word to actually express what I want. Okay, so if you do pauses, you need to use fillers. Awesome. Any question?
Okay.
Yeah. Can you said using the fillers. Oh, okay. You guys know what fillers is? Fillers is basically or in Singapore lingo probably for me I always use fillers. Alright. Alright. That's my fillers. Yeah, I mean it's better than alright. Alright sounds like cool, right? Yeah, but then my people actually taught me that you always use alright. Okay. Okay. Strap that out from your speech. Okay. So fillers is detrimental for you to actually express the exact meaning you want to say. Yeah. You want to answer the question?
Yes. Awesome.
Okay.
Can I share it? As in for fillers, don't always take it as but there are more things that are more subtle that you don't think it's a filler, but it is actually. Such as actually, like, yeah. So actually, that's a filler. So it's like, as in, sometimes like and actually, those two words are very bad when you keep saying it. And if people catch it, then people know that you're using fillers.
Very good point, I missed that. Very good point. Correct. If you listen to a person talking, right, if you actually listen off the words that they use, they will always use certain fillers. Yeah. And actually, like is already too common in Singapore already. If you want to say that in a more international forum, probably people cannot catch it because people don't know that that is a filler. Because I feel that this is more of a Singaporean lingo, right? Actually, probably it's used worldwide, but then it's like that one is very Singaporean. Yeah. So try to use that. Yeah. Try. So the point is that whether or not that wording actually give a value in my content, it does not mean that it's a filler. Okay, make sense? Cool. Okay, let's continue. Okay. Now what is the objective of today? It's a bit late. Okay, first one. So significance of the NV communication, I already told you there is 93% of the impact that you can give to people when you're actually speaking. Means of NV communication, the one that you already discussed around the room. Acknowledge interpretation of NV signal accurately, because sometimes you know that it might give you know that when people doing certain things, they are actually sending a message to you, but then you interpret it wrongly, or probably you want to show this kind of hand gesture, but it's actually wrong. Okay, we want to avoid that. And learn do and don'ts in NV communication. Okay. So concept, I have two concepts here. First is human animal. Any question over here? Any? Okay, no, I continue. Human animal. Despite us being a very complex complex species, right? We already evolved for a billion years from Homo sapiens. Homo, I don't know what Homo now. Yeah, nowadays we're Homo, right? Now people say that we're Homo sapiens, because sapiens means smart. Sapiens means very, very smart. Okay? Although we are like that, but then we have still our instinctive nature of our animal instinct. Okay? One of which is actually privacy. How we actually regards our privacy. What is privacy? Privacy is a awful glorious word of territory. This is mine, this is me. If you're like a lion, right, there is no other lion that actually can enter my territory. All the females are mine. Don't laugh. We also like that. Okay, we also like that in a very subtle manner. Okay, and what is the example of this? Right, I actually can have a lot of examples that I will go back again later. So, how the privacy actually can help people is that how the understanding of privacy can help us in improving our communication skill is that when we know what the privacy means to each of the different individuals, we can actually approach them differently so that they don't feel that they are intruded in the very beginning way of communication. That's why you feel the awkwardness, because you already probably go too far, or you actually go in the wrong direction. Okay. I will go great detail later. Okay. Setting up each other civilizing. If you have dogs, pets, if they meet the first time, will they run away and play together? No, right? Will they fight? Not directly, right? Usually they sniff first. They want to know whether this is actually my foe or my foe, or this is my enemy, or this is the potential partner. Okay, same with us. So my key take point here, the important thing that I want to share with you is that don't feel bad if you judge people, because that's how we actually function. And if you judge people based on very limited information, don't take your judgment, your conclusion in your judgment as a fact. It's still your judgment. Okay? You have to be aware of that. So the first thing, you have to be aware. Second, you have to practice how to do the first impression. Because the first few moments of your meeting is actually the most critical for the entire of your relationship as a couple. Okay? And how to actually improve the first impression. Okay? How? You want to share? How to improve first impression? Meet the person. Do the first impression. Okay, if you meet person, right, that you don't know, what do you do first? Smart, right? Correct. Yeah, that's a very good point. Yeah. First thing that is very, very common mistake that people think is that what I want to say first. No, you have to smile first. You have to know how to smile. Later I'll teach you how to smile and how to. I'm serious. I did this wrongly actually, because it was my friend actually told me that there is a better way to smile instead of what I usually smile. It's something subtle, but it is important. One is smile. Two is what? Handshake, right? Handshake, right? Okay, handshake is also very important. Okay, that's how we size each other up. And what is the intention? What is the function of handshake? Later we can elaborate again. Okay. Okay. Then the third point is basically vigilant towards predator, and friendly towards its kind. Basically, we like people that like us. They're similar like us. They have the same hobby. If you see people that, for example, one is a bookworm, and we get together as a girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. But then if both of them are their level, for example, or both of them are librarian, they probably can meet more often, and probably they have the same hobby, right? So that's how it goes basically. And there is if you are interested in this psychology-wise, it's called there is a very interesting concept called Oedipus complex. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. Oedipus, I think. So Oedipus, Oedipus complex. So basically, there's a theory in which that we are envy towards our parents that is the same gender with us because they love our parents in the different gender. So for example, I'm a guy, right? I'm envy to my father because he loves my mother. Yes, that's a bit scary though. But then yeah, you can actually read up more because it's very long. And it's very interesting because we like someone that is actually similar with us, but then you are not gay, so you are actually like the person that is similar with us, that is very close to us, which is actually our parents. If you are a girl, for example, you like your father, you admire your father figure, you will find the partner that is similar or have a similar tendency, how they speak, how they actually, their personality is similar to father. Interesting, right? A bit scary. Human animal, again, intuitively understanding the empty communication. So there is nobody that teach you how to actually get your first drink, right? Get your first food, which is to breastfeed. Yeah, so that somehow you just know how to breastfeed. Somehow you know how to cry. Somehow you know when you cry, the first time you actually come up from there, you are really like, Why? Why? Because when people doing this, people know that you are in suffering, and that's how we communicate as a baby. Okay. Okay. Second concept is basically personal space. This is actually an extension from what I mentioned here is privacy. Okay, but then I want to give more of the because this concept, territory privacy, is very important in a communication setting, such a way that I feel that it's worth to be put in another concepts altogether. Yeah, I just want to give you some examples, very interesting. Okay, commuters in public transport. This is some examples. Okay, for those of you who are in already year 3 or year 4, right? You come to the public transport. You need to go in the morning to your office. You try to observe the face of the people with you. Most probably they will be like, right? They don't look very happy. They don't look very passionate in working in their job. And if you realize you're actually doing the same thing as well, this regardless whether or not you are actually feeling that kind of mood, but then somehow that's the projection that you are giving to other people. Why? Because basically your personal space is intruded by a lot of people. Then you are forced to do that. You are not happy about it. You are not happy about it, and it's already too normalized already in our society, such a way that personal space sometimes is not regarded as a very important thing already. Okay, there's a very, I don't know whether there is a relation between this, but then this is what I observe. See, if in Indonesia, for example, we travel a lot by our car, so we have plenty of personal space. Even our car is our own extension of personal space, right? But then we are very friendly when we are meeting our friends, our neighbors, our friends. We are very friendly. It's not that Singapore is not friendly, but then what I'm saying is that we are more open to actually talk to strangers. Yeah, probably not in public transport because we don't take public transport so often, right? But then we're more open. Why? But the Singaporean, they are very cramped in the MRT already. They go back home. They bring their mood. They don't want to actually get near to people. That's why privacy, individualism actually persists in Singapore. That's one of my take that probably can have the relation, but then I don't have enough information data that can make this theory or hypothesis be a valid theory. Yeah, but then you can actually do a thinking of that. Alright? Second point is sitting in lecture theatre. Very interesting. If you come to the lecture theatre, right? Okay, I know that most of you are already year 2. Oh, okay, a lot of year 1, but then you already in semester 2, right? A lot of people already not attending the class, right? So there are a lot of space in the class. But then what you notice is that, for example, this is me and my group. The nearest group sitting together with me, sitting together in the lecture theatre, will have the distance of X. Okay? The other group that is sitting other than that will also have the distance of X. You understand what I'm saying? So the distance of each of the groups usually is almost the same. Very weird, right? Very weird, right? Let's prove the concept of the personal space. And that only works when you are talking about the context that the people that you are sitting with, or the people that you are observing, the other group, is basically of the same culture, which is we are Asian. and we are from the same part of Asia, which is Southeast Asia mostly, right? But if you're talking about from people from US or people from the mainland of China, sometimes they are different. Because why? The further they are when they are in their upbringing to their neighbor, the further or the bigger their personal space is. Let's say, for example, if you go back to your hometown and you meet a farmer, it's a very, very impolite thing if you directly want to say hi to him and actually approach him like that and shake his hand. If you are actually intruding his personal space, firstly you're stepping on the field. Probably he's not happy about that. But then what they actually do with greeting is that, hey, hello. If you watch old American movie, right, for example in Texas is basically a very like cowboy kind of thing, and it's not that as developed as the other parts of US. So what is the very typical address that they use to address each other or greet each other? Yeah, exactly. Howdy! It's not howdy like that, right? You know what is the difference? Yeah, that's the concept of personal space. So if people are from city, they're actually very fine to actually shake your hand because their personal space is very small. Because they are forced. They are actually being forced in their situation where they cannot actually have the kind of luxury to have a very huge personal space. Right? So in order for us to understand people's to get close to people, you have to understand this kind of cultural background he might have as well. Right? That's why if you notice, right, I always ask where do you come from. If I ask your name, then after that I ask where do you come from. But I want to judge you based on the culture that you are exposed to. Yeah, I mean like what I said just now. Probably I use very strong words of judging, but then judging means first impression, and how I actually want to treat you better than you are. Okay. Third thing, preferred sitting location. Every time you go to that lecture theater, you always sit there, right? Correct, right? It's just like somehow you pee on the chair already, and you're already entitled to it already. Right. That's the concept of personal space. Dinner table territory. So probably after this, probably you want to go have a dinner together, right? Or probably hard for us because we already know what is the trick already. But then actually, if you're eating with people that never attend this talk or probably don't know this theory yet, you can actually try to intrude their personal space. So you're sitting together opposite to each other, right? And half of the table is basically yours. The other half is theirs. Try to put your water bottle a bit nearer to theirs. What they do? Try. I tried. They push. Yeah, they push back. They push back. Yeah, you try. And try, for example, when you're speaking like this, you put your hand actually very far from the table. You will feel very confident. When the other person will actually try to retract back from you because they are not very confident. You are actually intruding your personal space. So that's how you make people not confident like you want. You're very naughty. Okay, that's the two concepts that I want to use repeatedly to actually give a do and don'ts. Oh shit, I only have 15 minutes. Okay, wow. Facial contact, facial gesture. I will just go through very, very fast because we have a lot of content to cover. So basically, eye contact, eye is basically the most powerful weapon that you can use to actually communicate to other people. And what's the thing that you have to watch out in observing your eye and also other people's eye? I already abbreviated into this camera, DSLR. Okay. First is the direction of your gaze, how you see people. Okay. Gaze has a lot of type of direction that you can actually use depending on the social setting that you are in. Okay. I will go to that later, but then I want to finish on the DSLR. Second is the size of the pupil. It's pupil, right? Pupil. Yeah. Pupil, right? My English. Okay. Pupil basically shows how interested people are. That's why if you want to go to the date, right, usually you will find a darker place. Because when you're in a darker place, your pupil will get bigger. And when you get bigger, you look more attractive. I'm serious. That's why some people, right, if you notice some girls, actually they are wearing, not girls, actually guys also happen this way, wearing soft lens. And when you are wearing soft lens, color soft lens, you look like more attractive, right, somehow. It's just a soft lens, I don't know what's the difference. I mean, sometimes the soft lens is black. It's the same color with the eyes. And it's just very powerful because when you use the soft lens, it looks like the pupil is bigger with relative to the opening of the thing itself. The guy designing the soft light is very smart. Okay, the light of the gaze. Okay, I will go back to this again also. How long you actually gaze people. Then rhythm of the blink. This is very important to actually detect light as much as possible. That there is a finding, or there is a teaching, there is a group of thoughts that things that you can actually tell whether or not people lies based on the direction of the eye after they say something. Right? It's called NLP, linguistic programming. Yes. Right. Then I'm curious about it. Right? I read a lot of it, but then I also want to be very critical about it. So I try to research different resources that oppose that idea, and I'm more convinced they are opposing idea. They have another researchers saying that they get a lot of people that actually they try to force them to lie, and they try to take the camera on how many times they actually go to the left, to the right, to the left, and it's pattern. So basically, the NLP that you have already learned when you're younger is not that accurate, right? Because this is what the NLP people say. If you are lying, means that you are looking at the right side. Because looking at the right side, you are thinking creatively. When you want to see at the left side, you are trying to construct things. You are trying to remember things. So it means that you are actually saying something true. It's not. It's not. You can just delete this in your mind. But then what you can actually see is the rhythm of the blink. The faster, how to see people when they are lying. Basically, when they are blinking faster, okay, means that they are trying to cover something. Okay, that's usually lah. But then I interview a lot of people, and people know that they are lying and they are trying to cover it up. What they do? They don't blink at all. I knew it. Okay. yeah. So that's the two tricks that you might need to watch out. Blink too fast, blink too slow. It has to be natural. Yeah, you have to. I mean, there's no clear-cut way to actually know if the people are lying or otherwise, yeah, what's the purpose of all the court, the juridical law kind of thing. Okay, let me get back again. Direction of the gaze. Okay, try to be very fast. Direction of the gaze is divided by three. Okay, what is the business case? You want to see people in the business setting, right? What you have to do is that you see the triangle like here. So I imagine that the guy is actually the, Dewa Erlang, the Sun Wukong. Yeah, there is a god, the eagle one that have another eye here. Never mind. Okay. If your childhood is not so wonderful as mine, so what you can do is that if you want to have a business meeting, sometimes if you see the eye directly, it's a bit too intimidating. So what you can do is actually just look at the eye. Okay. During social meeting, what you have to do, social meeting means that it's a very social. I mean, the first time you meet people, then you try to be social, try to socialize with them. Go with the eye and then the mouth. Okay. But then if it is it's intimate meeting, for example, you're meeting your girlfriend, meeting your boyfriend, what you have to do is that eye and torso, body. Because why is that? Because when you look at the torso, right, for example, I'm looking at Joandy. Oh, Joandy, great you are. yeah, you look great tonight.
Thanks.
If you are looking at the body, means that you are really, you really care not only for both of your relationship, but then of the well-being of the people. Okay, that's to show intimacy. Okay, do and don'ts. Okay. Basically, do very important in the eye contact is that do clean your eyes before you clean your people, because having dirt in the eyes is actually very annoying. And for the people who are wearing glasses, it's very important to clean your glass daily, okay, not weekly or monthly. Okay, so before you start working or before you start actually going to school, what you need to do is that you check whether or not your eyeglasses is actually clean and is oily. Okay, how to clean it? Don't rub it. Okay, you have the towel already, right? You try to remove all the particles first. Then after that you swap it. You know why? Because some of the particles is silica powder and silica dust. Then it will just scratch like the unplus. What's the unplus? sandpaper. Yeah, it's just like sandpapering your eyeglasses. Okay. I have a lot of contents, but I don't think I can finish by then. Any of you guys actually needs to leave very early? If no, I will try to. There's still a lot of things, man. After this, we want to talk about more for sure. Okay, I know what to do. Okay, like this. I will go through very fast, then I will just don't give the example. But then if you don't understand what I'm saying, you just ask. Okay, make sense? More for sure. More for sure is the easiest to recognize because you already understand it since you were very young. And also the most intuitive that you cannot fake. If you are sad, you are sad. You cannot smile when you're sad. Even if you smile, people know that you are not sincerely smiling. Okay? Exposed face, basically other than eye and mouth. There's like fidgeting, all the interaction with your hand, your hair. Okay? Continue. Actually, I have another very interesting activity today. But then, yeah, I think I have to skip it. Arm gesture, hand clench. Okay? Hand clench got several different stage. Okay? I'll show you. Don't mind I'm sitting here, right? This is one hand clench. Okay? The higher clench is in front of their face, the more fed up the guy is to you. Okay? So if you are giving a talk, then all the people are like that. Wow, you are chala. You do something, or probably there is something that insults some of the group, and usually it's the pachyderm. Okay? So this one is actually also defending yourself. You are probably okay with the speaker, but then you are just not comfortable with the environment around you. You are still covering yourself from the other people. This is all the vital organ that you have. Okay. Last one is the low clench. Low clench is basically you are trying to be friendly, but then you are not confident. So if you are meeting people like this, what you need to do is shake their hand. Okay. Although you know them already. Hey, hello man, how are you? Yeah, that's what you need to do. Okay, to break the chain. So for example, when people are like this, then you need to sell them something. For example, you are an insurance agent. What you need to do is that pass them over some documents. You want to see this? They will be like, oh yeah? I think they already know it. Understand? Pass them something. Okay? Then hand clench. So if you know that your opposite partner, your partner in communication is not very receptive to you, you know what to do already from the hand gesture and how you break the hand gesture. Break it early. Then hand grip. Why I put the Indonesian flag here? Because the moment I remember hand grip, I remember Indonesian upacara. What is upacara in English? Ceremony.
Flag raising ceremony.
Flag ceremony, right? Usually, do you do this? No, you never do this. You never do this. Okay. What is the difference? This is basically if you see all the Queen Elizabeth looking at the people, looking at the farm, looking at the cows, you know. Or probably Kim Jong-un looking at the missile program that he has that's almost failure, right? It's doing this. Means that you are confident and you think that you are superior as compared to the people that you are looking at. Okay? So if you are, for example, in an interview and you feel you are not very confident with this, you try to walk around. You feel confident. I'll try it. I tried it before. Okay? Like this. Okay, clear? Then hand grip also have the height. If you're going like this, it makes you more nervous. Because it's like you are trying to restrain your movement and you are trying to actually control yourself. And the higher it is, the more stressful you are. So sometimes you can also read yourself by actually the position of your body language also. Yeah. So you can go the other way now. Okay? Arm barrier. Barrier, right? Barrier. Okay, arm barrier is like this, right? Standard is like this. Okay. There is another one is a fist clench. This one is already fed up already. You want to keep it already. Okay. You know that that's how some of the people already mentioned that if people using the arm barrier means that they are defending to you, they are not very open to you, they are very dubious to what you have to say. Right? So that's what they do. Right? Especially they cross that. Okay, how you people are. Then arm gripping. Arm gripping, they are self-control. They want to keep you already, right? Look until my mom. Yeah. And it's natural, right? Then Okay, so what you need to do if people do this kind of gesture, also pass them something, so it's the same. Yeah, there's another gesture that I think I only see people doing. I very rarely see people doing, but then usually I do. Yeah, then I think it's correct.
Yeah.
This is very
Yeah,
Jeff
this is
gesture,
very-
right?
yeah.
Have anyone do this also? This means that you think that you're superior. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, just to let you know. Yeah, so the thumb is usually pointing outwards. I'm not touching that! Okay. Partial arm barrier usually is done by girls wearing something, wearing a bag, your purse, carrying a purse in a social setting. If the girls that you are talking to in a party, for example, doing that, means that she's not very comfortable to you. Try to break her up. Yeah. Not break her to the not break the relationship that she currently have. So sometimes, right? Sometimes you're not very comfortable and you really feel that there is a need for you to actually cross your arm. But then it's not very good. Then you know that people will think that you are actually very offensive. So what you need to do? Try to do this. Equal. Okay, this is much better, although it's not as good. But then it's not as good as this. So if you're meeting people, right, for example, you want to talk to people, instead of doing this, you can actually do this. But then you have to compensate your mistake, quote unquote, of doing this by actually listening like that. You actually move your body position to really show your interest. Okay, just to compensate to the mistake that you have done. Alright, palm gesture basically open and down and point. Okay, open is better than down basically, and point. Don't do this. Alright, okay, don't do this. Okay, do this can be done only if you are actually very comfortable and the people that you're talking to is your friends, culturally similar. But then in some tradition, this is actually very insulting. And so, anyone knows how to actually point correctly? Okay, like that, correct. Like this is sometimes in like, I think Brazil, it's actually like this. Yeah, so this is a very important way to actually point something. This is, if you know that your counterpart is actually Japanese, Indonesian Japanese, you can actually show that. Yeah, because I don't think this is very appropriate as well. Yeah, Java like that, right? But in the best way, the most culturally accepted is like that. Okay, that's the best. Handshake style. Okay, this is important. I think I don't want to skip this. Samchan? That's with me. So there are certain style of handshake. Everybody can see Samchan, right? Samchan's hand. Okay. Yeah. This is the called gentleman handshake. It's not like that now. No. That's what you're looking. Okay, gentleman handshake. Like this. There is another one which is a superior handshake. He puts his hand like that. So I need to do it. This is, usually we don't really do this in the university because we don't have the superiority complex that we suffer, right, in university. For example, if you are working in it's awkward, right? Yeah. So in a working world, sorry. In a working world, if you're, for example, your counterpart's doing that, what you need to do is that. So the moment you get the handshake, what you need to do is that. Like for example, what Sanjan do is the flip is basically the right is in front, then the right is also in front. This is not very stable for you. This is not very stable. But then what you need to do is that left is always in front. It's not that all the time you have to do this. But then you walk, when the moment that our hand meets. Make sense? Make sense? Okay. But then the difference is that when you can see, like where you're from. There's a difference when you are actually meeting people who very narcissistic that he wants to be the superior, so he always do this. What you need to do is that you show your always setting is the same, right? Your left, then your right hand, right leg, instead of putting across like that, you actually put in front. Change your body position. It will confuse the people that wants to actually downgrade you. Understand? So the normal handshake. Okay. If Sanchan is not, for example, doing this. Sanchan is not, right? See what's the difference? I changed my pointer. Firstly it's like that. Okay, the other one is
Could you please?
It's easier for me to do this. Yeah. Okay. Last time I did. Okay, this is not important later. Okay. If you want to ask.
Why you need to do this? Why you need to?
Because you don't want to be inferior. This is a way of saying that you're inferior. Stop it. Yeah, shut up. Okay. Have enough. Then there is a glove handshake. Glove handshake is usually done in a politician setting, for example. Okay, politician. This one is this is politician glove, but then there are some politicians also doing this. But then this is usually for friends, if you're really very close. Or if you are Justin Trudeau, you are trying to do friends from Trump handshake. Anyone know what is Trump handshake? Yeah. Yeah, what basically Justin Trudeau does is that Trump always start with the inferior handshake. If you notice, always start with this. People do like that. People are already not aware of being inferior. What Justin Trudeau does is that like this. So if you want to pull me, I can pull you back. Push you back. Yeah. Push you back. Push you back. Yeah, if you try to watch that. Last time, remember, King of Saudi Arabia just visited Indonesia, right? And how Ahok shake his hand. It's saying that hey, I'm trustworthy, it's okay coming to my city. Just come. I'm warm. I will welcome you as much as you think you are welcome. Okay? That's a very subtle thing that actually you can learn a lot with watching all the shake hand of all the politicians. Okay? So what is the good so what is the good handshake that you want to use? First, we have to do the gentleman handshake, right? And how to squeeze hands. Sometimes there's some people that's very muscular, handsome, right? Very smart. But when they shake, it's like dead fish. It's not even moving, you know, it's like dead fish. It's like cold, like very rigid, you know. Okay, it's like dead fish, don't do that. So what you need to do is that you have to shake like this, but then don't squeeze everything. Squeeze only in the arm position, in the forefinger. Why have to do like that? Because if you squeeze like this, it means that you are restraining him. You are actually pushing him to what you want. But then what I want to show you is that it's okay, I will be supporting you. I am lifting you up. Because there is this is real, the history of handshake. Yeah, thank you. So, very fast one. I think this is very important. The history of having handshake. Firstly, in a very primitive time, right? They do the handshake because to show that I don't bring a weapon, I won't kill you. I'll show you handshake. Second is that showing that I'm lifting you instead of I'm putting you down. When you are walking position, right? Your hand is actually below. But then when you are doing handshake, it actually is a bit above. That's the second. Third is basically sizing up each other. So if you actually squeeze the other person up, they will deflect up. So they will be like, what the shit, this guy is trying to eliminate me from these social settings or what? Okay, that's not good as well. And there's another one is I hate so much. If people shake my hand too fast, sorry, Sunshine, I just remember. Okay, it's called finger grabbing. Okay, so before you reach the hand, right, boom, directly is the finger on it. It's not the grab the finger on it. Yeah, this is also worse because you are just showing that you are not confident and you just want this relationship to finish. Yeah. So please try to practice your handshake as well. Yeah. Pause. Yeah. So what I do usually is that practice how to handshake and practice do this in my group. I really do that. Yeah, because every time I shake my hand, I gain my confidence so much because that practice. It really helps if you want to practice. And just now I mentioned about the smile, right? How to smile correctly. I won't go into details because I don't have time. But then, last time, whenever I smile, I look at very Licik is what in English? Sly. Yeah. Cunning, yeah. Cunning is too bad. Sly. Yeah. How I smile slyly. By smiling not symmetrically. I look sly. If you want to smile and you want to look sincere, try to smile symmetrically. So you have to know like how to smile symmetrically. Because sometimes you pull this the same with this, right? It's still like that. Yeah, so sometimes you have to push a bit of the left, for example. Yeah, you have to be aware of that. Okay, this is last slide actually we have. Standing positions in arrangement. I think this is important, but then I feel that it's most important for you actually, for me to actually address the question that you asked. Yeah, if you are interested and you have still time, probably we can cover again later. Okay, yeah, because I already exceed 5 minutes of your time. But then, yeah, to be fair, we actually started 15 minutes late. Okay. So the question, who wants to ask first from the sharing area? Yes.
Can you give some tips to maintain conversation?
To maintain conversation. Okay. Give us the question. Yeah. Any other question?
The question what?
Oh, you think I haven't mentioned yet? Okay. Okay. I answer your question first. How to maintain the conversation? Firstly, I always rule of thumb is that I always try to think of the relationship as Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi? Where's my line? Sorry. Wi-Fi is actually written if you read the Wi-Fi. What it is for you. Okay? So when you are doing a conversation, right, you always want to actually give a value add. For example, your relationship with a guy that wants to continue talking is about all social. Probably want to talk about the school, about the CCA that he's joining, about all the very fake things. Because you don't have direction yet what this guy wants to brought to you by you to what kind of relationship. If you want to directly go about business, you can talk about business. There are a lot of things that you won't have enough time to actually finish all the conversation, right? But then if you just meet the guy actually in the bus, you can ask a very simple question like all of the about schools, about halls, where does he stays, how good the hall is, for example, or for example the CCAs in the school settings. But then if for example you want to actually continue to something that is more bigger talk itself or smaller talks, you have to know what is the interest of the person and why she interest. You can actually show your interest first. Never explain your name only, never introduce your name as, hi, my name is Jeff, stop. That's the worst thing. Okay? At least you introduce yourself, plus you give some topics to talk about. Okay? If you cannot actually produce it in a conversation, you can actually ask the person. If you want to actually bring them, for example, your hobby is doing cycling, for example. You want to talk something about cycling or ask how they spend their weekends. From there, you can actually continue the conversation. Okay? Will I answer your question? Okay. So what is it for you, and also what is the value added you want to bring? Okay. The direction of the relationship. It really depends on what is your relationship. If you just want to talk, it's very easy one.
So how do you introduce yourself?
Hi. Hello. Hi. I saw your face already in Facebook. I don't know what you mean. Sometime. Sometime, right? Yes. I see. What are you doing here? Listening to the talk. Oh, okay. You're the talker. Oh, I'm the talker. Okay, I should. I'm the talker. I should be putting more attention to my audience this time. Yeah. Sorry for that. Yeah. But then don't forget, later after this, you will have a lot of feedback session. You can actually just write whatever that I think. Cool. Because in this workshop, I want to learn. You also want to learn, right? There are a lot of things that we can discuss. What I just now simplify to you is that my topic that I'm trying to say is situational topic.
Sitting in a park car, stealing kisses in the front
To
yard.
talk to them, how do you talk to them? I use several steps. Firstly is my pointers. I will show pointers to the exit. If the guy never realized yet, I check my watch. if the guy still doesn't check yet, doesn't get it yet, I check my phone. If still don't get it, I will say, sorry, I have a nice talking to you by the way, but then I need to leave because I need to have another agreement. And then,
What if you don't have to leave?
what if you don't have to leave?
I have to go to the toilet.
You can always find a reason why you have to leave. You need to sleep. You need, right?
No, let's say you are in MRT, and then you are like.
Oh, okay.
But you just don't talk to him because maybe you just shake, you know.
You're shake.
You just shake. You don't talk to people. You want to save the battery.
Okay. So for me, right, sometimes you're very tired, your check is tired, and you are in the context that you are trapped in a very small room. You cannot say leave, right? Because leave is very short time, right? But then MRT sometimes is bad. What I can suggest is that you can actually exit at that point of time. If the guy actually doesn't know where you want to go. See, what is the context here? Do they know that you are actually from NTU, that you are going to the NTU?
Let's say I'm from church, I'm from Bugis to NTU.
Oh.
So it's like
watch out, the church friends. Is that you? This one can cut.
Let's say they are talking about like some shit that you don't care about. And then you have like some shit you care about in your phone. I need to reply her maybe.
Okay. Yes. Okay, there are two steps. First, you can actually excuse, I need to reply first. My girlfriend is angry with me. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. Girlfriend excuse is the best. I don't have. Okay. Secondly is because the context is that the topic that he is talking about doesn't interest you, right? But you don't want to hurt his feeling with the context.
Yeah.
You can use this called parroting. This is the thing that I learned from the book as well. Yeah. You know parroting, right? Okay. So parroting, what it does is that you actually listen to whatever he says. For example, last summer, right? I go with my friends and family to one Bromo, for example. It was super fun. One Bromo, for example. Yeah. Then what you have to say?
One Bromo. Super fun.
You have to copy what
Jelas.
is the exact word, the last that he says.
Yeah.
For example, it's super fun.
Super fun.
Then you never think. You just super fun. Yeah, it's super fun. We actually go together in the mountain. It's very cold. It's very chilly. Lots of cows that we see. Oh, a lot of cows. Yeah. You need to actually continue. He will continue. The entire journey you can actually do that.
But I don't want to do that. I want to do my stuff.
If you want to do your stuff, you do the first stage. Just say that you want to reply something. You're trying to trouble yourself.
Hey, mom's calling then.
No, mom's calling sometimes can see girlfriend calling. Girlfriend calling still. Yeah. So that's the way you do it. I mean, you're not lying. You are trying to be kind, to be not rude to you. Yes. Okay. Makes sense. Any other question? Yeah.
How do you handle awkward silence?
Oh, okay. Awkward silence, right? One of the way, fuck. This is another strategy that I want to share with you. It's called instant memories. So you create a very strong memory that only both of you actually share. So that becomes our fun joke anytime we actually meet. The fun. This guy always found okay, probably you don't want to far, right? Then you hug right? Okay, so how to handle this awkward silence? Firstly, I want to suggest to change the mindset first. You have to understand what is the main driver of being awkward. What is that? Try to think.
You can start any topic.
Start any topic.
Sorry. Main driver of awkward.
Main driver of awkwardness. What is the source? What is the fuel of you being awkward?
I don't talk to you anymore.
Sorry?
I don't talk to you anymore, so I don't reply, and then you know, like you are telling people, you are telling me this, and I just get, okay.
What is that awkward?
Normal topics.
It's like
The awkwardness. Yeah. What?
Normal topics.
No more topics.
No more topics to talk about.
Why after there is no more topics you feel awkward? Why?
Because you feel the need to communicate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the answer. So the answer is there is a difference in expectation between both of your party. Or there is an expectation that you think the other person think that I need to speak to him. Right? Just the expectation. So if you have, you know what is the source of the driver of being awkward. So if you want to eliminate the awkwardness at all, firstly, just change your mindset lah. I mean, sometimes awkward is just awkward when you think it's awkward. When you don't think it's awkward, for example, imagine a hypothetical guy that is very awkward, and imagine me. The very hypothetical guy that is very awkward, trying to do the same thing as what I do. Like for example, I'm telling a group of like 20 people that I fuck in front of people. Will that feel awkward? Sometimes, probably. Because you actually project, you actually tell the other guy that actually it's awkward, this is awkward. So that is awkward. But then what I usually do is that, if for example there's no more topic to say talk about, just talk. Just talk about it. If there is a pop-up idea that you have in mind, you can actually just continue. If there is no, means that it's okay to be silent. You see a partner, usually a grandma and grandpa, they already married for so long, they don't talk to each other every time, right? They just handle the awkwardness very well. Right? You try to actually think that you are a grandpa and grandma. Yeah, usually the awkwardness comes when you actually meet people the very first time, then you don't know what to say. There's no such thing. You never know about the guy, the person. You actually can ask a lot of questions. But then if it's already your friends, you know what's going on in their life already, but then you still don't have any topics to talk about, that's why there's an awkward. You just being silent. You just show to him that I'm comfortable without you. I'm just feeling happy of your presence. Make sense? Okay. Any other things?
Can I pass you the question that I got?
Oh yeah, can.
Okay, so this guy, okay, this person asked about, he or she claims that he is an introvert person, and he or she cannot help with his or her condition of being afraid of people. How can she or he possibly communicate with the people that I'm afraid of, if he is afraid of the people, you know? And he already tried getting more exposure of talking to people. So how would you suggest this person do?
Okay, I think this is the thing about introvertness, right? Some people is born with more adrenaline in their blood, so they really can talk to people easily. When some other people it's not that they hate people, you know. Some people hate people, right? But then this guy is actually just wants to be alone and recharge themselves before actually they talk. But then, introvert people is still human, and human is the homo socialist. Means that they still actually needs to have communication, still needs to have interaction with people. What they need is usually to rest for a while, stop for a while, try to recharge yourself, and try to use this framework. I call it CAR, C-A-R. Usually CAR is in the interview, right? Condition, action, and result, right? But then my CAR is a bit different. First is confident. Okay, you have to be confident in yourself that you are bringing something on the table. You are not just wasting the people's time. Okay, you also want to have a benefit. I mean, the other person when talk to you, they also will benefit from you. C. A is actually ask question first. Especially in the Asian culture, it's very true because we are very shy to actually initiate the conversation. If you start the conversation, usually people are very receptive, and you feel they will feel that you are the alpha, and you actually can follow you, and they are more comfortable in actually opening up. I have a lot of cases with Singaporean usually. Indonesian probably we are Indonesian in a very small pool of Singapore, so it's easier for us to actually initiate conversation. But then for Singaporean, especially if you want to speak to Singaporean, you speak first. They are usually very friendly, but then they are too shy, chronically shy. Okay, it's A, C-A-R. R is basically reflect. So if, for example, the communication doesn't work well, you think why. If it works well, you think why. Okay, I don't know whether that answered the question, but then I come back again about the introvertness. You still have to talk to people. You still have to practice. it's not that if you fail once means that it's the end of the world. Do you think that I always succeed successfully actually talk to people? No. Some people still avoid me because my first impression is so bad. But then at least I learned something. I mean, I can make a lot of more friends because of that mistake. Alright, so try to make mistake while you still can. Can?
It's from the Q&A website.
Yeah,
oh, okay. I have a.
Okay, you do that first. You do that first.
Yeah, the one that is interesting to me. Untuk saat ini,
Oh, you're a fast reader.
okay, how to actually start a conversation? I already said to you the CAR, right? Confident, ask and reflect. So I want to discuss more on the confident. Being confident is just an operated word that you have to be confident. You have to believe in yourself. But then people usually don't give what is the exact path or words that you have to do so that you're confident. You have to understand what is confident first. Confident is what you show, but it is sourced from self-esteem. So self-confidence and self-esteem is different. Self-esteem is what you believe yourself, yourself is capable of. What's your value? What's your worth? No matter what happened, how many failures that you have in life, you still have the self-esteem that is constant. But then sometimes it is eroded over time. That's why you don't want to actually keep failing. At least you actually denote something that you learn from the failure itself. So your self-esteem is not dropped to the floor. Okay. So here the point is that how to actually talk to people when the first time you want to, if you are very scared, is that not to show that you are self-confident. If you don't have self-esteem and you try to be self-confident, you look arrogant. You just like you are wearing mask. It's much bigger than your face. Note what are the good qualities of yourself. Okay, and try to really reflect on each of the points and how good you are actually. Try to build that. If you are actually you think that you never succeed in communicating to people, confirm in your lifetime you have a best friend, you have a good friend that you actually can communicate very well. It's your one of your brownie point. Okay, you have to denote that as well. Okay, so that's how to build self-esteem. And for me, there are two more things that I do. Firstly is I shake a lot of my imaginary friend's hand. So I'm very confident. So every time I want to shake people's hand, my right leg won't move. It's already a natural. It's already a muscle memory already. I will be very confident. I won't be. Some people is very scared if kena handshake. Yeah. Okay, that's one thing. Secondly, smart. That helps me. Yeah. Okay, I think there are a lot of questions, right? Any burning question from here that I haven't answered yet? Because apparently how I explain is very like broad, and yeah. Okay. Belajar berkomunikasi dengan siapapun ya, friends and superior. Okay, I haven't discussed about the superiority. So if you are talking, if you try to actually engage in conversation with your boss, for example, and you think that they are very high, then you are no one. Okay, always think of this Wi-Fi, Y-I-I-F-Y, Wi-Fi. Okay, the fact that you are still there in the company means that the boss actually still needs you, and there's something that you actually can offer to the boss. If you are, is this question right? It's a motive question.
Oh, actually, it's my question.
It's your question, right?
I said superior can be different things. Let's say.
We were sitting in a parked car, stealing kisses in the front yard. We got questions we should not ask. How would you feel?
Okay, when it shifts to our side means that in the conversation we are talking about myself.
It's just something that I want to do. Taking my time.
That you are faking to yourself, but then you're actually changing your mindset to be a better for you.
Deeper in love with you. Tell me that you love me too. Tell me that you love me too. Tell me that you love me too.